Proper handling of frozen semen can improve the reproductive performance of your herd. To maintain the high semen quality you purchase from your Select Sires representative, you must pay strict attention to the details of the semen handling procedure. Select Sires packages semen in half-milliliter French straws. The 5-inch straw is placed in a goblet with 4 other straws from the same bull. 2 goblets are clipped onto a metal cane. The cane is identified by the bull's code number printed on the top. When you purchase semen, the cane is placed in a liquid nitrogen tank canister. The following equipment is recommended to ensure proper straw handling and insemination procedures. A standard liquid nitrogen tank is needed to store straws. A set of forceps is recommended for removing straws from the tank. There are several good types of forceps available. A 1-pint insulated wide-mouth thermos with a dial thermometer is regularly used to hold thaw water. The thermometer you use in the thaw water should be checked occasionally against a standard mercury or alcohol thermometer by your Select Sires representative. This confirms that its calibration is correct. A good pair of sharp stainless scissors is also necessary for cutting straws. Select Sires recommends only one type of insemination gun, the French straw gun. It is hollow with a plunger to expel the semen. A plastic disposable sheath covers the loaded gun, and a small plastic O-ring locks the gun and sheath together. Sheaths are available bulk packaged or individually packaged. Little things like a handy package of paper towels can make a big difference. And you can maximize your chances for success if you store breeding equipment in a clean insemination kit, away from extremely hot or cold temperatures and dirt. Sheaths, if left in an extremely hot place such as the dash of an automobile, will warp and expand. Extremely cold sheaths may crack and shatter when loading the gun. Straw retrieval and thawing are most critical factors in maintaining high semen quality. Remove the canister from its storage position and raise it until the tops of the canes are 2 to 3 inches below the top opening of the tank. Locate the cane you want. On new canes, bend the identification tab up at a 45-degree angle. This allows easy access to straws in the top goblet, but allows visibility of the bull code number on the cane top. Use the forceps to remove 1 straw at a time from the top goblet and shake the straw gently to remove any liquid nitrogen remaining in the straw tip. Place the straw in warm water to thaw. After all straws in the top goblet have been used, remove the goblet from the cane and discard it. To retrieve straws from the bottom goblet, grasp the cane and raise it until the straws are even with the other cane tops. Hold the cane and canister with one hand. With your forceps in the other hand, remove the desired straw and place it in the thaw water. Return the canister to its storage position. It is important to keep unused straws well down in the tank several inches below the surface to prevent a problem called semen exposure. Semen exposure occurs when semen is warmed above a critical temperature and then recooled to liquid nitrogen temperatures. Even though the semen is still frozen hard at -100 degrees, repeated warming of semen to this temperature can cause the ice crystalline structure within a straw to move, shearing the delicate spermatozoal membranes and causing irreversible cell damage. To minimize semen exposure, several precautionary procedures can be followed. Keep unused straws below the frost line of the tank. Use forceps to retrieve straws rather than fingers. This allows quicker straw removal and reduces semen exposure. Your fingers also will not be burned. Use a semen inventory card to locate canes in their respective canisters and reduce the time required in locating the bull of your choice. To maintain the high-quality semen remaining in the tank, the straws must be kept as low as possible while selecting the one for insemination. If it takes more than 10 seconds to locate a particular cane, lower the canister back into the tank and let it cool. Any individual straw that is removed from the tank should be used immediately or discarded. Sometimes it is necessary to transfer straws from one tank to another. When transferring straws, they should remain immersed in a goblet with liquid nitrogen and not transferred without protection. Set the two tanks side by side so transfer can take place within a few seconds. Thawing straws correctly is the most important area of handling semen. Select Sire's research has shown that the quality of semen in straws thawed in 95-degree Fahrenheit water is 3 times better when compared to those thawed in 35-degree ice water or 72-degree air. Other variations of air thawing, such as thawing in the cow or thawing in warm air, are also undesirable. The best results are obtained when straws are thawed in 93 to 98-degree Fahrenheit water for at least 45 seconds. It takes about 30 seconds for the semen to reach 95 degrees. Avoid thawing more than 3 straws at once to maintain the correct thaw temperature. Another rule of thumb is to thaw only as many straws as you can use in 10 to 15 minutes. Use the semen as quickly as possible after thawing. In an emergency situation, a 15 to 20-minute interval between thawing and insemination will not lower semen quality a great deal. After thawing semen, you are ready to load the insemination gun. Choose a sheltered area for loading the guns and breeding cattle to help curb undesirable semen temperature fluctuations. To load the insemination gun, put it in an accessible place with the plunger pulled back about 6 inches. Partially remove a plastic breeding sheath from the container so it is easy to grasp when needed. Remove the straw from the thaw water and wipe it completely dry with a paper towel. Check to see that it contains semen from the desired bowl and that a small bubble is at the lab seal end. If the bubble is not at the lab seal end, gently tap the straw until the bubble moves to its correct position. If you cannot read the printing on the straw, do not use it. Place the cotton plug end of the straw in the gun. It will stop at exactly the right depth. Wipe the scissors with a paper towel and cut off the straw 1/4 inch below the lab seal. Make a right angle cut to the straw so the sheath will fit tightly. Slide the plastic sheath over the straw and gun. Be sure the white plastic ring is halfway on the gun. If it is not, it may become tight before the sheath is all the way on the gun. Slide the sheath completely onto the gun and firmly tighten the white ring with a twisting motion. It is important to have a tight seal between the end of the straw and the inside of the sheath. A loose fit or an improper straw cut will result in semen leakage. Since the straws are thawed in 95-degree water, you must be able to provide thermal protection, especially on cold days. Try to keep the semen temperature at 95 degrees while you're loading the gun and preparing to breed the cow. Our research has shown that the temperature of semen will drop to the environmental temperature in about 30 seconds if held in an unprotected gun. On cold days, rapid temperature drop or refreezing of thawed semen will damage many sperm cells. This condition, known as cold shock, can result in a poor conception rate. For maximum thermal protection during cold weather, these procedures should be followed. Pre-warm the gun by stroking it with your hand vigorously 5 or 6 times. Use individually packaged sheaths to maintain the thermal protection of the semen. Assemble the gun, straw, and sheath with the sheath remaining in the package. When you have the animal secured, your arm inserted in her rectum, and her vulva cleaned and open, remove the gun from the package in your shirt quickly and insert it into the vagina. This minimizes exposure of the gun to the cold environment. This procedure not only thermally protects the semen, but also hygienically protects the sheath until insemination. An alternative to using individually packaged sheaths is to wrap the loaded gun with a clean paper towel. If vaginitis or ureaplasma is a problem in your herd, individually packaged sheaths can be used in a double sheath insemination procedure. This procedure reduces the number of bacteria carried from the vagina into the uterus during insemination and may increase fertility. To double sheath breed cows, use the following procedures. Keep the plastic sheath package on the loaded gun as you withdraw it from your shirt. Insert the double-sheathed gun through the vagina to the point where it joins the cervix. Pull the package back on the gun until the gun tip pops through the plastic. Thread only the single-sheathed gun through the cervix and deposit semen as you normally do. After insemination, there are several cleanup steps you will want to follow. Inspect the gun tip for signs of infection. Make a note for your veterinarian if you see any. Use your thumb and forefinger to snap the white plastic O-ring loose. Bend the sheath and straw tip at a 90-degree angle and remove these from the gun. Tighten the O-ring back on the gun so it will not get lost. Double-check the bull's identity on the straws. Reverse strip your gloves so the straw, sheath, and manure are trapped inside. Squeeze out any excess air. Tie a knot in the open end and dispose of the glove. Wipe the gun clean and dry it before returning it to the holder. If the gun becomes dirty after use, take it completely apart. Wash with soapy water and rinse with clean water. Shake the gun dry and reassemble it. You need to understand the care and use of the liquid nitrogen refrigerator so that it will provide you with many years of useful service. The refrigerator tank is constructed of either stainless steel or aluminum with inner and outer walls. Ideally, no heat should transfer from the outside to the internal storage area. A combination of super insulation filling the space between the walls and a vacuum minimizes heat transfer. Most tanks are capable of holding nitrogen 16 weeks, and some models need to be filled only once every 6 months. Store your tank in a dry, secure area such as an office or supply room. Set it on a dry wooden pallet away from concrete. Extended contact with wet cement will reduce the working life. Weak acids eat microscopic holes through the metal shell, allowing air to enter, reducing the vacuum and eliminating its insulating effect. If you must transport your tank, be very gentle when loading it into your vehicle. Set it on a rubber pad and secure it tightly. With limited flexibility in the neck, rough handling will cause damage. A sharp blow or dropping the tank may result in the vacuum being lost from between the walls. When this happens, the nitrogen will boil away within a few hours. The tank will warm up and the semen will thaw. Once thawed, semen cannot successfully be refrozen for later use. Frosting around the top is a telltale sign that a tank is losing efficiency. Using liquid nitrogen faster than normal is another indicator that the tank may be going bad. People servicing your tank should routinely measure its nitrogen use rate. If the use rate is significantly increased from one fill to the next, you should consider the purchase of a new one. Proper handling of semen requires good equipment and strict attention to details. The high semen quality of straws remaining in your tank will be reduced by exposure to warm temperatures. Properly thaw straws in water at 95 degrees Fahrenheit and take precautions against cold or heat shock. If you keep these details in mind and use them, you will attain a higher breeding efficiency in your herd. The result is more profit for you and your family.